But the biggest mistake that I made, don't do this, is the worst thing I ever did was thinking that this algorithm, or whatever we want to call it, wasn't smart enough to pick up on the fact that I didn't have a particular focus. Okay, I took the name YouTube very seriously, hence the name YouTube, right? I just started doing me. I started just filming whatever, talking about whatever, no kind of rhyme or reason. I just wanted to get some things off my chest. And, that's one of the worst things that I could have done. Not the getting things off my chest part, but not niching around something. And I hate to use that word, but it's so true. This thing is smart enough and knows enough that, when you put your descriptions, you put your titles, you do your thumbnails and stuff, then it picks up on all those things. And we need to realize that as beginner YouTubers right off the rip, even before you ever load up a video, if you can understand that, hey, having a description that matches the video, having a title, even if it ain't the best title. Heck, when I first started going, I would load it up and it would just have the date. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It would just be the month and the year. Guys, so don't do that to yourselves. And for me, I love sharing, my guitar. I love sharing music. I love to sing. But I also love to mentor. I love to coach. I love to feel like I can help inspire people to see their greatness, what it is that they need to pull out from. And that's where it leads me to this is when you first get started, it feels so overwhelming to just hit that load button and load it up. And I get just starting out, just get it going, just start. But I spent months doing that. I didn't take the time to make myself learn some of these things. I thought some of it was just out of my reach, the banners, the little pop-ups on the screen, and all the fancy little edits. And let's just be honest, it's all the little things that kind of make a video kind of cool to watch, and I wasn't doing none of it. And just understanding that just bringing people a little bit of movement and not being afraid to make the mistakes is huge. Just knowing that nobody's going to jump through and eat you. You might get a couple comments that are silly, but honestly, they're few and far between too. Most human beings are just good people. If it's something that they don't like or it's not what they're going to want, then they just move on. But give yourself the grace of just getting going, but also of, hey, I do need to have these basic skills to give my content the best opportunity to reach the people that need it. It's like I'm going to spend some time crafting up a nice description. I'm going to spend some time making sure that, my thumbnail's up to par as best as I know how to do it. I'm not saying it's guru status. I'm just saying it's up to the best that I can do, which gives it a better chance. And as we start trying to build our businesses and start trying to create an income, you have to, remember that there's a specific audience you're looking for. Now, exactly how we find them, I don't know. But I can tell you that YouTube does on their particular platform. They understand the description. They understand the title. They've transcripted it out for you. By the time you load it up to your page and it gets done processing, you can go get the transcript right out of there. Take it over to a program, load it into ChatGPT or OpenAI or whatever it is, I don't know, whatever AI you wanted to use, you could paste it in there and ask them for a description, and it would pump you out a description in like 5 seconds. You could ask her for a title. All these things. So guys, it's not out of your reach. It's right within your grasp, and I encourage you to grab a hold of it. Because if you're trying to, let's say you enjoy sharing your business. Say you're a landscaper. Well, the better you can deliver that video to people, the more of the audience that wants to see it's going to find it. Meaning, the better you can describe it so YouTube knows where to push it, the more it matches up in the data as far as you're actually talking about what you put in the description, and then the hashtags and the captions and your thumbnail. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Get you a system worked out. And you know, I am not a guru when it comes to this. I'm not saying that there's like, oh, that you get the, some of these guys have such a following that they could put out straight garbage and they're going to get a certain amount of views. But the great thing is that for us small content creators is that if we apply all these things right, then that kind of breaks down a lot of the barriers as far as who gets views and who doesn't. You know, as far as, you know, that's not the only reason they get views. They get views because they're applying the description, they're applying the title, they're A/B testing all their stuff, and they're doing the due diligence behind the scene to actually make that video have as much opportunity to be successful as possible. And I think that's where small content creators maybe get lost in the sauce a little bit. Guys, it's cool to just get on. If you're wanting to just get on here and vlog and just tell people about your day and everything, do it. Cool, cool. That's what I monetize the channel around it. But if you're wanting to figure out how to create an audience that keeps coming back, then the closer you can get to a specific niche or a specific topic, the better off you're going to be. Because over time, your channel is going to become, you know, it's going to become saturated, and it's going to have those things in there. Like my channel, I'm offering up help to people over at my school page, one-on-one mentorship programs. I'm offering, you know, being part of the Good Vibe community and advertising your community and your business and what you've got going on, and networking with other people. Going to be scheduling, you know, meetups where we actually have like a cookout and invite everybody, and find an area where everybody can get to. But most importantly, ushering in a new wave of content creators, and trying my best to help them start better than what I did. And I know I can do that. I know I can give them 100% boost in from where I started to now. I can do that. It's just a sandwich, right? I'm not the bottom slice, I'm not the top slice, I'm somewhere in here. So, you know, I know that everybody under there, that's my target audience as far as to teach them something, to help them along the way in their journey. If you would like to find out more about that, I'll be leaving the link to the school page. It's all free. There is a paid tier at $4 a month or $30 a year. But that gives you access to bunches and bunches of different things. Not only good vibes, just hanging out and having fun and being part of a community and being able to share of yourself, but it also gives you a chance to be part of those one-on, you know, those live calls where you have other people coming in and get feedback, and just you know, being a super supportive crew around you. And the reason why that paywall is there is I feel like that is not a big ask, to be able to openly advertise what you're doing, but also openly collaborate and be able to bounce ideas off of other creators and other people, and just in general have a great time. So melding wonderful, great time, good vibes in with let's see if we can dig down and help all creators be as best as they can be. Because remember, it's not about being a content creator, guys. It's about being a great communicator and knowing that there's nobody jumps through this camera and comes and eats you. So check out the school link in the bottom. It's free for you. I would be honored to have you. Let me know you come from the YouTube channel. I appreciate all of the support from all of my community here on YouTube, and just been super, super awesome. I encourage you, come over to the school page where get some little bit more interactive guidance if that's something that you would need. And I feel like I'm leaving it at a price where everybody can afford to do it. And there will also be one-on-one mentorship programs available for those that would like to have that little bit of a handhold up through the first month of their journey, and really help them get a handle on sourcing, you know, your thumbnails and doing decent ones and learning about that. doing proper descriptions and titles and how I do it and the system that I have worked out for me. Simple, simple, simple. You know, and finding your topics, trying to figure out how you're going to twist topics into what it is that you're doing. So, guys, you know, as always, once again, thank you very much for being here. Welcome to Creating Change. I encourage you to come over to the school. It's Creating Change. Good vibes. Always good vibes to all of my beautiful people. I appreciate y'all being here. And for those of you that might have made it to the end, remember that pause button. It's super cool to be able to just give some different shots. Kind of gives a little bit of, you know, a little bit of action to your video without having to do a bunch of editing. And it's kind of just cool when you do go into editing to be able to know that that was you know, it kind of gives you a break up in the role. So, guys, I appreciate y'all. Take care.